ஐ திங்க் பூஜா எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
கண்டிப்பா
ESO பேட்ச் 20 30யா
பேட்ச் 30
ஏதானா
Batch 28
என்னடா பேட்ச் ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். ஆல் தி பெஸ்டா, ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கோ.
ஓகேண்ணா. So good evening everyone. So today we'll see about the microbiological aspects of contact lens related infections. So when we talk about infections, the first thing that comes to our mind is the microorganisms. So the contact lens related infections, the most severe infection related to contact lens wear is the microbial keratitis. So what are the organisms which are involved in contact lens related keratitis? We know microorganisms are divided as bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and virus. So relating to contact lenses, we often talk about bacteria, fungi, and protozoa, and we rarely talk about viruses. Why is it viruses are given the least importance? Is because viruses are obligate parasites, so they do not replicate unless and until they are in a host. Okay, so if they won't replicate in a non-living surfaces, so that is why viruses are generally not termed as a causative agent when we talk about contact lens related infections. So what are the common organisms? So in bacteria, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Staphylococcus aureus, and Serratia marcescens are the common bacterial organisms. In fungi, we have yeast as well as filamentous fungi group. In yeast, Candida albicans is the most common, and filamentous fungi, Aspergillus flavus and Fusarium solanae are the most common ones. So protozoans, we know that now Acanthamoeba keratitis is now being the very commonest organisms involved in contact lens related infections. So it is always important to know that the contact lens wearers are 80 times more risk of developing microbial keratitis than a non-contact lens wearers. But again, this risk factors changes with the lens type they use, wearing modalities, and their compliance to care and maintenance. So people those who are wearing extended wear contact lenses are more prone to infections than daily disposable lenses. Cosmetic contact lens wearers are reported to have 12.3 times more risk of developing microbial keratitis. And microbial keratitis is usually more with soft contact lens than RGP lenses, and it is reported very less in daily disposable lenses. Initially, microbial keratitis was not linked with contact lens wear at all. So if we see this in this table, the report, so this generally represents a risk factor for a fungal keratitis to happen. So from 2000 till 2003, so initially contact lens was reported to be a very rare risk factor for developing fungal keratitis. But later on, now if we see, wherever we see, everywhere contact lens is linked to microbial infections. So what are the modifiable risk factors? So the first one will be the extended wear, and then the poor case hygiene and poor case replacement, lack of hand washing, and smoking is also related to contact lens related infections. Whereas non-modifiable risk factors, males are more prone for infections than socioeconomic status, affordability to frequent replacement contact lenses or multi-purpose disinfecting solutions, and there are also a few genetic predisposition factors which have been found to be a risk factor. So how does this all happen? It all happens because the contact lens and the contact lens care products usually gets contaminated. So most frequently products which are contaminated are the contact lens cases and the contact lens solutions. So how does these get contaminated? These gets contaminated by the indoor organisms itself. So even in our indoors, we have lot of free living organisms, bacteria and fungi especially. So what happens is these free living organisms have something called as the spores. So what spores generally do is spores leaves out from the hyphae, and then it goes and settles to a favorable condition where it goes, where it grows. So these pores generally goes and sits into the contact lens cases or the contact lens solution bottles, and that is how these all gets contaminated. So once the contact lens case or the contact lenses get contaminated, then once we take up a swab or a scraping from the contact lens and we see, we could see many different kinds of organisms which are present. So studies report that in an asymptomatic patient, the amount of organisms that can be present comes about 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 6. So usually microorganisms are reported in logarithmic scales than reporting in a linear scale, because the replication always happens in a logarithmic scale. And the solution bottles, it is said that the solution bottle starts getting contaminated from the 5th day of opening. But it is very difficult to say which bottle is contaminated and which bottle is not contaminated. The contamination we will come to know only based on the change in the color of the solution, so based on the turbidity. But for the solution to change in turbidity, the amount of the load of microorganisms should be more than 10 to the power 6 colony forming units. So what is colony forming units? So colony forming units are basically these number of colonies which are formed in the Petri plates after incubations. Okay, so these are just the number of colonies. So we can manually count the number of colonies, or we have instruments to calculate the number of colonies, but that will not be the correct representation of how much organism is there, because one colony can have millions of organisms. So colonies are nothing but the replication of one particular organism. So we put it in this particular formula and then we calculate what is the actual amount of the organism present in the sample. So this is just not an assumption. It is been supported by literatures. So in the middle of 2005 to 2006, there was a multi-country outbreak of Fusarium keratitis because of the use of particular brand of contact lens solution. So Reno Moisture Lock was a solution which got contaminated by Fusarium organism itself, and people whoever used that particular solution all started reporting Fusarium keratitis. So it was a very multi-country outbreak. So that solution was banned from usage. So
there is a question from Lokesh. So he has asked why males, but is there any reason?
Yeah, why males? Because usually it is like males, they say they care less and all that. So it is like it is mainly because of the cleaning regimen. So papers have reported that the males will be little careless when compared to females in cleaning regimens. No offense, but it is what is written in the papers. Okay, so these are the reports which says that even a contact lens solution can get contaminated from the industrial site itself, and the using of that particular contaminated contact lens solutions can cause infection in humans. So this actually, when I did my study, even I faced this particular problem. So when I was doing a study on testing the efficacy of different multi-purpose solutions, when before testing it, I screened for any contamination from the manufacturer. So one solution which is most commonly prescribed was found to be contaminated. So first I opened one bottle and I saw it was contaminated. Then again I went to the same shop, bought the same solution, and again it was contaminated. So that is that whole lot of the manufactured product was contaminated.
Pooja,
Yes.
maybe contaminated in that particular store also, right?
But it was not an opened bottle. It is a sealed bottle.
Okay.
So it was a sealed bottle which was then opened and then tested in a well controlled laboratory condition, and then we found that bottle was contaminated with gram-negative bacteria. With the company solution சொல்லியே ஆகணுமா?
இல்ல get record.
Okay. So how does it happen is it happens like this. So our case gets contaminated. So we put our contact lenses into that. If we don't clean it properly, or if the disinfectant efficacy of that particular solution is not good, then the microorganism is not going to die, and then it enters the eye. So based on whatever organism it has been contaminated, we will get that kind of keratitis. So once this contact lens has been contaminated, what usually we do to check out which organism is that we take a scraping from a contact lens, and then we streak it in an agar plate, and then we usually incubate it. So the incubation time and the incubation temperature depends upon the organism. And again, there are different types of agars which are used for the growth of organism, and these type of agars, we choose the agar based on what is our thing. So if it is like we don't know which organism is there, then we can choose an agar where all kind of organism will grow. If we want only specifically isolate bacteria, so we can choose an agar like that. So, and how do we isolate an organism? Again, there are different ways. So one way is streak plating method, where we take the organism and then we streak it in different directions in the Petri plate. Other thing is spread plate method. We just pour a little bit 1 ml of the sample, and then we spread it all across the Petri plates and then incubate so that the organism will grow. And the third thing is pour plate method. So pour plate method is basically, first we will pour the organism. After the organism is poured, we will pour the molten agar, and then we will incubate for the growth of the organisms. So depending on whichever organism we want to do, we can choose any of these techniques. So once the organism is grown after incubation, we take it and put it in the slide. So after putting that colony into the slide, we then put the dyes depending on the organism of interest, and then examine through the microscope. Organisms. So we know that multipurpose solution, the contamination. Yes.
There's a question from Rob. So you have mentioned it's a multipurpose solution. So maybe that is a problem. Since it's a multipurpose solution, that's the reason it could have been contaminated. So he's asking that. What about a normal cleaning solution? So just a solution which is for cleaning purpose.
What is the question? Multipurpose solution may be a problem. Any other? Single cleaning solution in the sense, what do you mean by that?
Should be a protein remover or just like that. Single purpose solution.
So here is kind of, maybe, I don't know. Because generally we use disinfectant solution, so there are a lot of articles on disinfectant solution. I have not gone and looked into a specific type.
What do you mean by multi-purpose?
So multi-purpose solutions are basically which is used for all cleaning, rinsing, and disinfecting. So it has a lot of other products like surfactants, buffers, pH. I think I have a slide on that later.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that for the main reason for microbial keratitis in contact lens users is the contamination of contact lenses and care products. So the only thing that we can do is to clean and disinfect. So initially, cleaning procedure, historically, it started with saline and heat. Then after that, we had a sterilization procedure. We used to autoclave for 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. But then again, for this, we required an autoclave. So because of the tedious process, it was not possible. Then few plug-in devices came for thermal disinfection. But the initial purchase cost, the inconveniences, and because of the high temperature, there was discoloration of the lenses. So all these procedures became obsolete in 1990s. So then came chemical disinfectants, where initially they started with hydrogen peroxide and thimerosal as a active biocide. And then there came multipurpose solutions, and now currently we have no rub and rinse solution. So when all these came into the market, then there was a need for a body to evolve standards. So everybody started producing a solution, and they claimed that that has a disinfectant. But is it really that the solution has a disinfectant? So to come to answer all these, there came a need for a standard for evaluating the disinfecting efficacy of the solution. So initially, national bodies itself, when they started getting microbial keratitis patients, then national bodies itself regulated their own guidelines. So they had US guidelines, Dutch guidelines, British guidelines, French guidelines. And finally, these guidelines were not, the procedures were not very, the procedures which they followed did not give a reliable results. And it was, the procedure itself was ill-defined. So that came to the year of ISO, International Standardization of Organization. So they came up with the procedure which is called as the ISO 14729 procedure for estimating the antimicrobial efficacy of contact lens solutions. So now this is being considered as a gold standard. So whichever solution has to come to a market, that particular solution has to go through this particular test, and it should pass this particular test to be sold into the market. So this is just a very brief pictorial representation of a standalone test. Okay, so initially there will be a microorganism to test the solution. So if you want to test a solution against Pseudomonas aeruginosa, you should have a test suspension of Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and then you have to pour this particular quantity into 10 ml of the solution, mix it well, and store it at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. So depending upon the manufacturer's disinfectant time, for example, all the multipurpose solutions will, the information or the instruction will be given as you have to soak it for 6 hours, or a minimum disinfectant time of 4 hours. So depending upon the manufacturer's disinfectant times, this particular solution with the microorganism will be taken. So if it is 6 hours, then 25% of the 6 hours. So 100% will be 6 hours. So at different time intervals, the solutions will be taken and poured into a neutralizing broth. So why is this neutralizing broth? Is after this, I don't want the effect of the disinfectant to act. So I want to neutralize all the disinfectants present in the solution, so that I will get what is the actual organisms which is left. So after that, they undergo a lot of serial dilutions, and further they will incubate to see what is the, or how much is the organism load which is present. So ideally in 24% there should be more organism, and as the time increases, as the soaking time increases, like disinfection should play against the organism, and then the disinfection should reduce the amount of microbial load. So this is what ISO actually gave a criteria. So usually first solution.
Pooja,
Yes.
I have a question. Like, so each disinfectant solution from each company will at time be vary? Will the time vary actually?
Yes, it is very. Mostly Bosch and Lomb has given 4 hours of disinfectants, and Alcon 6 hours. So like
Will it,
that.
will it be mentioned in the package?
Yes, it is mentioned in the package. Behind the instructions, it will be mentioned what will be the minimum time that they have to soak that particular solution.
Okay, fine. Continue.
Okay, so we have a contact lens solution. So that contact lens solution should undergo all these procedures, and then there will be certain criteria. So if the contact lens solution is meeting the primary criteria, then it can be told that this can be sold as a contact lens disinfecting product. For example, it is not satisfying the primary criteria, then it goes to something called as the secondary criteria. If at least the secondary criteria is met, then it will go to the regimen test. If the secondary criteria is also not met, then the solution is failed and then it cannot be sold into the market. So if the solution passes the secondary criteria, then it goes to something called as the regimen test. If the solution passes the regimen test, then we can use the solution as one of the solution in the care regimen. We cannot use it solely as a disinfecting agent, but it can be used as one of the product in the cleaning regimen. If the regimen test is failed, again the solution is failed, that cannot be used for cleaning. So usually ISO will test only these 5 organisms. So 3 bacteria and 2 fungi. So only the 5 organisms. Again, this particular 5 organisms, all the solutions will test, and if it is passed, then it will come to the market. If it is failed, then it will not come to the market. So this is the performance required. So for a standalone test, so first thing is we have to meet the primary criteria. So what is the primary criteria? Primary criteria is fungi, both the fungi should reduce at least one log reduction. That is 90% of the microorganisms should die. But for bacteria, it is 3 log reduction. 3 log reduction means 99.9% of the bacteria should die. So how do we calculate this log reduction? So this is the initial plate. So this is the first plate has the initial at a 0% time this much organism is there. So at 100% time this much organism is there. So how much is the reduction? So it is usually calculated using this formula. So log base 10 initially how much is the colony forming units per ml minus log base 10 to the final colony forming units per ml. So according to ISO criteria to for a solution to pass primary criteria, there should be a minimum of 3 log reduction for bacteria and 1 log reduction against fungi.
Okay, one doubt. So if you just consider Candida albicans, in the first growth you have multiple colonies of smaller size. So when
Correct.
you say come to the second, you say it is reduced, but it is of a larger size. So how to consider that?
Yes, correct. So that is what. So that is one. That is one more thing is actually don't see this picture. Actually, this picture is something. So what you have to consider here is again one more thing how it will get so when we calculate the colony forming per so this here if you just count the colony CFUs, it will not give you the exact representation of how much is the organism. So for that only we have to calculate what is the colony forming units per ml. Okay, so and whatever you asked is correct. So if the colony size is more, it means that the replication is more and the number of organism is more. Okay, but please don't see at this image.
Pooja, you have a question from Lokesh. What about Acanthamoeba? They won't test it.
No. As of now, ISO criteria doesn't have Acanthamoeba as a challenge organism. because initially this revision of ISO came in 2001, where acanthamoeba related keratitis was very, very, very rare. So they didn't consider acanthamoeba as a challenge organism when they revised the ISO procedure. But after that, now acanthamoeba is now considered, the incidence or the prevalence is becoming more. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Carry on.
So they had a problem. They made an international bodies and everything, but did the problem stop there? It is actually so after this ISO came, many of the independent researchers like me started testing the antimicrobial efficacy of contact lens solutions. And now how did the trend change is, initially yes, contact lens solutions are found to be very effective. When you do an ISO procedure, contact lens solutions were found to be very effective. But now how is the trend going? Trend is going more towards the fungal keratitis and the acanthamoeba keratitis. So initially bacteria was found to be most common, so they made a very strict rule that bacteria should, the minimum log reduction should be 3 log units, that is 99.9% has to be killed. But fungi, they left it little loose and they gave only 90% of the reduction is enough for the solution to pass. But now the trend is moving towards the fungal keratitis and acanthamoeba keratitis, and it is most important to see that fungal keratitis is most common in India when compared to the other keratitis. So this is the result of my study where I did efficacy testing against the organisms, and we can see that these two organisms are actually there as part of ISO thing. So Candida albicans, except one solution, everything passed, but Aspergillus flavors is not at all tested as part of ISO procedure, and it didn't satisfy the minimum requirement for the standalone procedure.
So, Pooja, what is the solution D? Test passed every organism.
So solution D is pure moist, Optifree pure moist from Alcon.
Okay.
Because that has aldox as a preservative. So aldox is mostly it has a large spectrum of antimicrobial activity, so it acts good even with fungi.
Okay.
So that is why here it is acting good with fungi.
Okay, but aldox actually irritates the eye, right? The preservative.
Yes. Irritates the eye.
Also,
the biocidal uptake.
It actually takes off the good bacteria on the eye also. So that in case if it is not cleaned properly.
That is the one challenge that these market people are facing. If they put a very strong disinfectant, then that is going to be very toxic to the eye. But if they put a very low disinfectant, then it is not going to kill the organism. So that is one big challenge which the manufacturers are facing currently.
Okay.
So how can it be possible is because we know that multipurpose solutions have various composition of various components like buffers, surfactants, chelating agent, wetting agents, lubricants. So initially we used to have single solutions for wetting. We had a solution. For lubrication, for disinfectant, we had separate solution. But multi-purpose solution is a solution in which everything was added and it can be used for all the purposes. So in that, preservative, the word preservative and disinfectants are now synonymously used. So the most common disinfectant now currently available in the markets are hydrogen peroxide, PHMB, polyquaternium, alexidine, and aldox. So this alexidine and aldox are chemical compounds which are usually combined with polyhexamethylene bigonide or polyquaternium. So that is why nowadays we are getting dual and triple disinfectants. So basically only this much disinfectants are available, but the composition and the formulation with the other products like buffers, surfactants and everything varies. So can contact lens associated microbial keratitis be reduced only by prescribing ISO approved solution? This is still a debatable question because there are a lot of things that we have to consider. So the disinfectant efficacy. So when the studies have been done, the disinfectant efficacy of the same disinfectant is found to give varied results across the studies. So for example, if we take PHMB, so one solution with PHMB has passed, but the other solution with PHMB did not pass. So why is because of the change in the formulations and because of the interaction between the other products like surfactants and all. And other thing is ISO procedure is usually done in a very controlled laboratory condition, and it is not going to mimic the actual practice what we do. And one more thing is ISO procedure is usually challenged with the standard organisms. So standard organisms are organisms which are kept in the laboratory for research. But whereas these environmental organisms or the clinical organisms are the virulence, that is the capacity to produce infection changes. So environmental and the clinical stains have more virulent capacity than the standard stains. And one more thing is in ISO procedure, we do a standalone procedure, we don't do rub and rinse procedure, but rub and rinse procedures are found to be favorable because even if something has not died, if you rub and try to rinse and push it down, so the amount of contamination is found to be reduced with rub and rinse procedure. And one more thing is storage temperature also has a major role. So if we store the temperature, if we store the solution in a high temperature, due to the evaporation and due to the bondings of the cations and anions, the antimicrobial efficacy is found to be decreased. So this storage temperature should also be taken into account when we talk about the antimicrobial efficacy. So
what will be the
yes.
perfect storage temperature for this actually?
What will be the
imperfect storage temperature?
So usually they say store it in a cool place. So usually we should not get it exposed to sunlights. And it should not be in a very moist places also, because there in the moist places we can see a lot of fungal growths happening. So better not to keep in a moist place.
Okay.
And higher temperatures have shown antimicrobial efficacy. So higher temperatures are also.
How about room temperature? We keep it
yes, room temperature. Yes.
Is it okay, right?
Yeah. So take-home message is always remember that contact lens users are at increased risk of developing microbial keratitis than the non-contact lens users. And microbial keratitis usually happens with the contamination. So care should be taken to remove the contamination and to follow a proper hygiene practice. So causative agents are found to be varied based on geographic locations and climatic conditions. So usually in US and everywhere we see bacteria is more prevalent, but in India we see fungi is more prevalent. And nowadays the trend of contact lens related microbial keratitis is moving from bacteria to fungi and acanthamoeba. It is good to recommend or prescribe ISO certified contact lens solutions than a non-branded or non-certified solutions. But considering the limitation, we should always emphasize on other cleaning procedures like washing hands before using and storing it in the right place, not exposing to high temperature, and recommending a rub and rinse procedure and frequent replacement of the contact lenses and contact lens care solutions and cases. Usually people forget to change the cases, but cases are a place where a lot of contaminations happen. So all these things has to be re-emphasized to the patient for the safe contact lens wear. Thank you.
Good work, Pooja. So, when you say about contact lens case, frequent replacement, how frequent it has to be replaced in terms of
Ideally, it has to be replaced every 3 months. So whenever we replace the solutions, we should replace the contact lens cases also at the same time.
Fine. Then what about contact lens care solution? So we usually tell customers that if they're using, it has to be changed every day. If they are not using, we will tell them that it can be stored. Most of the applications are telling that it can be stored for 3 days. So when you say it has a time to break down the bacteria from like 4 hours, how long the solution will take has been poured to the contact lens box?
Actually, Anna, your voice is breaking.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
So what I'm asking is, for normal contact lens solution use பண்ணுவாங்க. Contact lens regularly, they will change the solution regularly.
Correct.
Right. If they are not using, what people suggest is, even if you are not using contact lenses, you should change the solution in 3 days.
Yes.
Most people say it is 1 week. So what is the different time that it has to be changed, even if they are not using?
So even if they are not using for soft lenses, it has to be changed every day. But for RGP lenses, if they are not using for almost a week, for a gap of, if they are giving a gap of 1 week, then what they can do is they can remove the solution and keep the lens dry. But before using the lens, they have to soak it for at least 24 hours and then use it again.
This is for RGP.
This is for RGP. For soft, every day we have to replace, because we cannot keep it dry also, because the lens will become dry.
So it is recommended that even if they are not using the contact lenses, they have to change the solution every day.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Because that.
Hello. பூஜா கேக்குதா?
கேக்குது.
ஒரே ஒரு ஸ்மால் டவுட். இப்போ ஒரு கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் யூசர் வர்றாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு ரெட்னஸ் கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ன்ற மாதிரி சொல்றாங்க. அது நான் எப்போ இந்த இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் இல்லை, ஏன்னா சில பேருக்கு கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்றதுனாலே ரெட்னஸ் வரதுக்கு சான்சஸ் இருக்குல்ல. அது எப்போ இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது?
எப்போ இன்ஃபெக்ஷன்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் pain will be there, photophobia will be there, and vision will be reduced. But this pain, but if it is other causes, the main things might be irritation, because even if the solution toxicity can cause redness.
Okay. So if redness and irritation இருந்திருந்தா நான் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் சஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணலாமா, இல்லனா அது ஜஸ்ட் நீங்க டிஸ்கன்டினியூ பண்ணா போதும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொன்னா போதும்?
ஸ்டார்டிங்ல டிஸ்கன்டினியூ பண்ணிட்டு, லைக் எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் லைக் first discontinue panna sollite. If it is very severe, infections will start like it will have pain and photophobia mostly, because it is pertaining to
early stages la suspect pandradhukku kekran.
Amma early stages la kashtam da,
differentiate panna mudiyala, adha kekran na edavadhu option irukandradhu.
ஐ திங்க் லோகேஷ் நம்ம டிஸ்கண்டினியூ பண்ண சொல்லிட்டு கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் ரிமூவ் பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா இட் இஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் சொல்யூஷன் அந்த மாதிரினா the
அது
symptoms
போயிடும் சீக்கிரமா.
symptoms will
ஓகே
will reduce.
infection அப்படின்னா I think
Okay,
at that
sir.
point
ஓகே தேங்க்ஸ்
Pooja, so depending upon your study, what do you think, which solution is considered better?
Again, I can't tell that because sonna mari this another Optifree Pure Moist was found to be effective against all the fungi that I tested, but there are also studies telling that it has a the biocidal uptake is more. That is, if on a contact lens solution, if I soak for a longer time in that particular solution, so that solution is absorbing a lot of biocides. I mean, it is absorbing a lot of disinfectants, and that is going to the matrix of the lens. So, other on the wear பண்ணும்போது there are a lot of contact. Yes, and the contact lens solution நால cause ஆகிற problems இருக்கு.
Okay, so like அப்படி பார்த்தாலுமே which one is said to be, we don't have an option, like whatever available in the market we have to use. So in your knowledge, which will be like suitable or which will be better is available in the market in terms of like one or two products you can tell, like எது மட்டமா இருக்குன்றத நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது, பட் எது பெட்டரா இருக்கும்னா so that they can also use it, like someone wants to recommend some product, it will be very helpful for us. இத நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு.
So அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா now Bausch and Lomb is good because Bausch and Lomb has come up with one more newer solution which has a triple disinfectant. So that particular triple disinfectant doesn't have a very strong disinfection also, and the biocidal uptake is also said to be less. So Bausch and Lomb products and Alcon products are okay. I mean, are good.
இல்ல Bausch and Lomb பார்த்தனா
Bausch and Lomb Renew Fresh and now Renew Advanced formula has come. BioTrue usually if the patient is I mean comfort wise பார்த்தா BioTrue is good.
Okay, overall பார்க்கும்போது which one do you suggest, BioTrue இல்ல Renew Advanced சொன்னல அந்த மாதிரி?
You can just consider 2 or 3 aspects. One is for killing of
comfort.
Yeah, one is for killing of microbes and one is for comfort, and if it is like all together, so you just you can just suggest 2 or 3 based on these aspects. That would be easier, I guess.
Yes. So when our first priority is disinfection, then we can go for Alcon products. You can go for Optifree Pure Moist or Optifree Express.
Okay.
And if comfort is a priority, then we can go for BioTrue and then Renew Fresh.
Okay. So basically it's like Maruti Suzuki or Benz.
But again, correct. But இருந்தாலும் கரெக்டா சொல்ல முடியாது.
Okay. And because see everybody is facing the situation. When you are an optometrist, yara kepanga, can you suggest which one is best?
And one more thing is this thing also varies when it comes with lens. So nariya idila group 4 lens has the property to observe biocides of the mari. So there are again combination lens and the solution varumbodhu again it is changing.
Okay. So idu varapodhu when you use different products like Alcon contact lens the Bausch and Lomb இந்த மாதிரி யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது is there any effects இல்ல ஏதாவது adverse effects இல்ல positives advantages அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது have you noticed? Like most of the companies they don't offer proper cleaning multi-purpose solution, like மார்க்கெட்ல ஃப்ரீக்வெண்டா பாக்குறது பார்த்தா பாஷன் லாம்போட பயோட்ரூ, ரெனோ அண்ட் ஆல்கானோட ஆப்டிஃப்ரீ, இது மூணு தான் மார்க்கெட்டை மேஜரா டேக் ஓவர் பண்ணுது. அண்ட் இதெல்லாமே வந்து கொஞ்சம் ப்ரீமியம் கேட்டகரி மாதிரி தான். பட்ஜெட் செக்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல நிறைய ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு, நிறைய
Yes,
சின்ன சின்ன
yes.
ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு.
ஆமா ஆமா.
ஸோ எந்த இப்ப ஜான்சன் ஜான்சன் வாங்கினாலும் they will be buying an பயோட்ரூ, இல்ல ஒரு கூப்பர் விஷன் வாங்கினாலும் they will be buying an ஆப்டிஃப்ரீ. ஸோ moreover when it comes to solution, contact lens solution அப்படின்னா these three particular products are taking over the market. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி வரும்போது in combination with different companies எதுவும் அட்வர்ஸ் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் எதுவும் இருக்குமா? Have you ever noticed?
இந்த மாதிரி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கம்பெனிஸ் அண்ட் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் அட்வைஸ் எஃபெக்ட் எனக்கு தெரியல. பட் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் different classification of the lenses, there have been adverse effects reported, like group 4 lenses ko Alcon products ko set ஆகல அப்படின்ட்டு
ஓகே ஓகே
அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு. பட்
You can't go with the company da. So because there are many products which has the same material with
இல்ல
different names.
ஃபார்முலா அதுதான்.
So
But
what you
particular
have to go is only with the proportion of the materials used rather than
Yes,
going
yes.
for a company. So once if it is a material, whatever the company which makes lens or a solution with that particular combination, it is an adverse effect.
இல்ல நான் பார்க்க முதல்ல என்ன ஒண்ணுல காமா ஃபிலிகான் இருக்கும், அது ரெட்டா ஃபிலிகான் இருக்கு.
அது லட்ச
எல்லாம்
ஆயிரக்கணக்கில் இருக்குடா மட்டக்காயும்.
அதுலதான் இருக்கு. நமக்கு வந்து அந்த டிஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து நோட்டீஸ் பண்றதே வந்து கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா தான் இருக்கு. அதனால மேபி நான் கேட்டேன். If you have any articles you can share also.
yeah, I'll look into it.
And one more thing is there any perfect ratio of combination of different disinfectant solution rather than being other than combination of disinfectant with buffer or some other thing? I want to know whether it is like, is there any peak response for killing of microbes when combining multiple disinfectants?
So புரியல. So if
on the slide போய் on the 6
இப்ப நீ
PHMA in the இதான். So you have 5 disinfectants here. Okay. So these disinfectants are either combined single or as multiple disinfectants into a solution with buffer or surfactants or other chelating agents, etc. Okay. My question is there any perfect ratio of combination of these disinfectants, multiple disinfectants, so that
yes.
it has a high or a peak results in killing a microbes?
Yes.
So what
Usually, see, PHMB and Aldox is combined in Alcon products. Okay, so that is why that is said to have a better antimicrobial efficacy against fungi also, because Aldox has a better, larger spectrum of antimicrobial activity. Then again, if you see in triple disinfectant, we have polyquaternium, alexidine, and Aldox. So we அப்படியும் இருக்கு. And that, and again answer பண்ணிட்டேன் நான் இல்லையா?
Yeah.
இல்ல புரிஞ்சது.
One more thing is there any adverse effects which is noted when we combine multiple disinfectants?
So solution induced corneal staining is one of the adverse effects that is now being reported.
So that is
because
specific
of
with multiple I mean, is that specific with having multiple disinfectants with the solution or other some other
No,
issue?
it is there with everything.
So
It
there
is just
isn't
a
any issue
composition
with any
variance.
composition of I mean combining multiple disinfectants.
என்ன கேட்டது?
Huh?
என்ன கேட்டனே புரியல.
Is there any problem which we face when we have multiple disinfectants in the solution? இப்போ மல்டிபிள் டிஸ்இன்ஃபெக்டன்ஸ் இருக்கிறனாலே ஏதாவது ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் வருதா?
அந்த மாதிரி இது வரைக்கும் ரிப்போர்ட் ஆனது இல்லை. பட் சொல்யூஷன் டிஸ்இன்ஃபெக்டன்ட்டோட காம்போசிஷன் வச்சு தான் வந்து சொல்யூஷனோட டிஸ்இன்ஃபெக்டன்ட்டோட காம்போசிஷன் அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா அது சிங்கிள் டிஸ்இன்ஃபெக்டன்ட்டா இருந்தாலும் அட்வர்ஸ் எஃபெக்ட் வருது. ஸோ கம்பைன் டிஸ்இன்ஃபெக்ஷனால தான் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி எனக்கு தெரியல, இது வரைக்கும் நான் படிச்சு வந்தது இல்லை, தெரியல. வி ஹேவ் டு லுக் இன்டு இட்.
ஸோ எனக்கு என்ன இப்போ டவுட்னா, இப்போ மல்டிபிள் காம்போனன்ட்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, பஃபர்ஸ், சர்ஃபெக்டன்ட், முன்னாடி வந்து தே ஹேவ் டிஃபரண்ட், இப்போதான் மல்டிபர்பஸ் சொல்யூஷன், செப்பரேட் சொல்யூஷன், இப்போ மல்டிபர்பஸ் சொல்யூஷனா கொண்டு வந்துட்டாங்க. வாஸ் தட் பெட்டர் இல்ல இப்போ கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிறது பெட்டரா இருக்கா? அது கொஞ்சம் வேலை அதிகம் தான், பட் வாஸ் தட் பெட்டர் இல்ல இப்போ மல்டிபர்பஸ் சொல்யூஷனா கொண்டு வரக்கும் போது இட் இஸ் பெட்டர், நாட் இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் கம்ஃபர்ட், இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப்
Cleaning.
killing of efficacy microbes. ஐடியா இருக்கா?
எல்லாம் ரிசர்ச் கொஸ்டினாவே கேக்குறீங்களே.
இல்ல see,
no, it is like that they would have compared. No, it is like why we came up with multi-purpose solution is just to reduce
work. Yes.
So his question is whether multi-purpose solution is more effective or using separate
in that cases initially when we were using separate thing, we were using hydrogen peroxide system. Okay, so hydrogen peroxide system and number separate use பண்ணும்போது actually hydrogen peroxide system has a very stronger disinfection when compared to all these, but again hydrogen peroxide system had its own limitations, and now since multi-purpose solutions are more commonly used, idella da research.
Even now we have hydrogen peroxide, no?
Even now we have hydrogen peroxide, but it is like very rarely used. Most and the scleral lenses adha use பண்ணுவாங்க.
Even for soft lens I think I remember because I was a subject.
Okay,
so
but 90% of the contact lens users are now using multi-purpose solutions.
okay. So that I think இது ஒரு ரிசர்ச் டாபிக் எடுத்து நீ பண்ணலாம் நினைக்கிறேன்.
இல்ல, lot of research topics are there in this particular area.
அதுக்கு
எல்லாமே ரிசர்ச் தான். அதான் நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், சரி பார்க்கலாம்.
சரி, ஓகே.
Nice presentation, Pooja.
Sudha?
Hi,
Pooja. Hi, Pooja.
Hi, senior.
Maheshwari. Yeah, எனக்கு ஜெனரலா ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு. Can I ask?
சொல்லுங்க.
Yeah.
Since it is a microbial,
since it is a microbial infection, அத பத்தி பேசுனதால எனக்கு ஒரு எப்பவுமே from the beginning I have a doubt. நிறைய ரிசர்ச்ல மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க மைக்ரோபியல் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன்ஸ் நடக்கிறது வந்து இட் இஸ் மோர் ஆஃப் லைக் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ்ல இருந்து இன்ஃபெக்ட் ஆகுறதை விட கார்னியல் இன்ஃபில்ட்ரேட்ஸ்னால தான் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் ஆகிருக்குன்னு நிறைய டைம் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நான் நிறைய ஸ்டடீஸ்ல பார்த்துருக்கேன். ஸோ எனக்கு என்ன டவுட்னா, பிஃபோர் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் நம்ம ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணணுமா, ரேதர் தென் கிளீனிங் த லென்சஸ், ரேதர் தென் டூயிங் ஆல் த ஸ்டஃப்ஸ் on the lenses, because lensனால இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் ஆகுறது இல்ல முக்காவாசி நேரம் நம்மளோட கார்னியல், ஈவன் சூடோமோனாஸ் ஆரஜனோசோ இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் கூட நம்ம கார்னியல் இன்ஃபில்ட்ரேட்னால தான் நிறைய தடவை நடக்குது. ஸோ இட் இஸ் லைக் பிஃபோர் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் நம்ம ஏதாவது அட்வைஸ் பண்ணணுமா, நம்ம ஏதாவது ஃபாலோ பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது இருக்கா?
So usually other than contact lens, if we see the risk factors for microbial keratitis, one is trauma with any vegetative matter or steroidal use. So or if there is any other predisposing corneal factors like cornea or health already compromised irunduchu appadina, then the chances of getting microbial keratitis is more. So நம்ம ஏதாவது பண்ணணுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா,
சாரி இல்ல, நிறைய ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 90% ஆஃப் தி கிராம் நெகட்டிவ் பாக்டீரியா இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் தான் நடக்குது. ஸோ எனக்கு அந்த டவுட் இருந்தது. ஈவன் ஏசிம்டமேட்டிக்கா இருக்கிறவங்க கூட ஆஃப்டர் வியரிங் ஆஃப் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் வித் ப்ரீ கார்னியல் இன்ஃபில்ட்ரேட்ஸ் வித் தட் இன்ஃபெக்டட் இன்ஃபில்ட்ரேட்ஸ் இருக்கிறவங்க ஈஸிலி கெட் சான்சஸ் டு கெட் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன். ஸோ அதனால நான் கேட்டேன் வேற ஏதாவது உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா
யூஸ்வலா
அப்படின்ற மாதிரி.
ஜென்ரலா வந்து கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் போடுறதால இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் அப்படியே வந்துராது. ஸோ ஹவு கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் இஸ் டியூரிங் இன்சர்ஷன் ரிமூவல் எல்லாம் ஏதாவது கார்னியால நம்ம ஒழுங்கா பண்ணாம இருந்தோம். So cornea, somehow the corneal normal mechanism is getting disturbed அப்படின்னும் போது தான் we will be high prone to infections. So generally cornea is very tolerant to microorganisms. ஏன்னா contaminate ஆனாலும் it's not going to be huge amount of organism that is getting contaminated. பட் இந்த இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் எப்படி வருது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா இந்த இன்சர்ஷன் ரிமூவல் ஆல ஆல்ரெடி ஃபார் அண்ட் தெர் ஆர் மெனி அதர் சேஞ்சஸ் விச் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் கான்டாக்ட் லென்ஸ் வேர் இன் த கார்னியா இட் செல்ஃப். ஸோ ஜென்ரலா cornea has its own defense mechanism against the microorganism if it comes, and tears also has its own antimicrobials. So contact lens related infection ume varano appadina there should be some compromise in the cornea which is already there. So adukku nama enna pannanumna cornea ku endum agama paathukom.
Thanks sir.
Okay, வேற யாருக்கும் questions இருக்கா? Can we close the call?
அவ்வளோதான் நினைக்கிறேன். தேங்க்யூ.
Yes.
ரெக்கார்டிங்
Thanks,
முடிச்சிடலாமா?
Pooja.
மேபி ஐ வில் க்ளோஸ் த ரெக்கார்டிங். அந்த அது என்னது அந்த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் அந்த ஏபிசிடி என்னென்ன சொல்யூஷன் மட்டும் சொல்லிடு.
சொல்ல மாட்டேன். சொல்ல மாட்டேன்.
சரி ஓகேடா.
எல்லாம் வெளியே விடக்கூடாது அண்ணா. கம்பெனி சீக்ரெட்லாம் வெளியே விடக்கூடாது. அப்புறம் என்ன பிடிச்ச உள்ள தூக்கி போட்டுருவாங்க.
இதெல்லாம் கேட்டீங்க கம்பெனி குரூப்பா
எங்க
அந்த
இருந்தாலும்
சொல்யூஷன்
பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணி தான
விடாதீங்கப்பா,
போகணும்.
அந்த சொல்யூஷன் கேளுங்க. சொல்யூஷன் எது பெட்டர் சொல்யூஷன் விடாதீங்க.